I needed a place to know where to edit.
You said it was such like...
Well, I need to know where to edit. I need to see that.
Okay, can I say it?
I need to see that big spike.
Can I say it?
If you want.
Start!
Shut up. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to DNA TV Talk. Corey and Sanna are here to wrap up our discussion on Agent Carter now that the series is over. I wanted to do this a couple weeks ago, but we just haven't had the time. But Agent Carter has become one of our favorite things in the whole world.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason. But about halfway through the series, we did a TV talk about the first half. If you want to go back and watch that before you watch this, go right ahead, and I'll try to include the link below. But the series is over.
Yep.
Second season is over.
Season, potentially series.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But what did you feel about season 2 as a whole? Let's start there.
I loved it. But no, as I mentioned, like when we did our TV talk kind of halfway through, there's no way to really explain it, but it's just this show that we can both get excited about. And I can't exactly tell you what that is. I think a lot of it is the writing and the casting.
Haley Atwell. And
I mean, it's just perfect.
Yeah,
and
it's
Jarvis.
Just, yeah.
But I thought it was... Now, this is me not knowing anything about the universe. Like, I'm sure there was things that you were like, oh, that's,
there's a lot of little Easter eggs from, early Captain America comics and stuff in there. Just to be in there, not like in your face, but it's kind of like the way most of the Phase 1 Marvel movies did it, where you saw Tony Stark with Captain America's shield laying in his office, or stuff, little things like that. It wasn't like in your face like Phase 2 Marvel is, but like that's a whole totally different discussion.
Yeah.
But
I think it had comedy, it had action, and it had a good story. Yeah. I think the was it Zero Matter? Mm-hmm. The Zero Matter from beginning to end had a good storyline. I like that. Oh, I can't remember his name now. The black scientist.
I forget what his name is.
James something.
Whatevs. Wilker, something.
Dr. Wilkes.
Something like that.
Anyway, I like that there was moments, like, a lot of characters kind of had more layers. Like, for a minute, you thought he might be a bad guy. There was a couple moments where you were like, is he good? Is he bad? Is he faking it? Yeah. Is he faking being nice? Is he faking being mean? Because there was even that moment where he threatened to kill Peggy so that he could get away. And you're like, oh, he is a bad guy. But then he even said it later. He was like, I only did that because I knew that it would work. So I think there was a lot of character development. The relationship with Chief Sousa and her kind of had a little happy ending. Yeah. That was kind of nice just to wrap that up, because that's always been like in the background and it's kind of been annoying, like the back and forth between them. So when she finally kissed him and like sealed the deal, it was like, okay, thank you. Like, we wrapped that up. That's not just kind of floating around anymore. Yeah. And then you had with, I can't remember his name either, Chad Michael Murray. Yeah. With his character, like, is he bad? Is he good? Is he bad? Is he good? I think
he's one of those gray characters where like whatever is gonna propel him ahead in his position, like that's the side he's gonna be on.
But
or
he
like
has limits.
Yeah. So for me, season 2, I felt like, as much as I enjoyed it, I really think season 1 was better. Season 1 was better.
They were different.
I feel like season 1 had more of a clear-cut path on, you know, this is where this is only meant to be a one-off series, and we got a season 2. So it had a more clear cut. Here's the start. It's obviously the sequel to Captain America, the first movie, and like her dealing with that while trying to be a woman in the 40s. And it was just, you know, the way that show evolved and how she evolved as a character in the first season was awesome. The way the second season started. Hi, Joey. We're doing our Agent Carter season 2 review.
Continue, please.
This is thing. So glad you're here, Joey. But the way season 2 started, it was I felt like it was going to start faster than it did. I felt
did take a second.
I feel like season 2, like they jumped right into the Lady in the Lake thing.
Yeah.
And then the Zero Matter thing. They jumped right into that. And then it slowed down to where almost like the first episode didn't really have any substance behind it. I felt like Jarvis was almost like an unnecessary character. He didn't have really much to do, whereas, you know, Peggy's moving to Los Angeles to do this job, or duped into it or whatever. You know, she goes to Los Angeles to do this. Jarvis is there, but he's not like helping her or anything. We meet Jarvis's wife for the first time, so we learn a little bit about Jarvis's backstory and like.
But Jarvis definitely developed as time went on.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying like that the first like episode and a half-ish, like there wasn't really a lot for him to do except for like they did a lot of jokes.
Because that's his normal role, though, not in the show, but like him as a character. He's like Jarvis in the world of Howard Stark is supposed to be in the background. He's supposed to be the butler. He's not supposed to be. So I think that was almost on purpose, so that you could see him come from the background to the foreground.
Yeah, but I did like some of the little things, like, you know, the seeing his wife for the first time, and like all the little like funny quips.
Their quirky little relationship.
Yeah, and like his little thing when he was boxing and Peggy like challenged him. That was really funny.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
His wife walked in on them
just
like
another day.
Yeah, it was really funny.
It was funny to see that she was just as like kind of not in reality as Jarvis.
Yeah. Yeah, but the season moved along, and they did that love triangle thing, which we talked about in the last episode, which kind of bugged me a little bit. But the second half of the season was, I felt like the first half started off a little bit slow, whereas the second half of the season needed like more episodes.
Yeah.
Like that's how I felt. I felt a lot of things moved along almost too quickly to where we needed maybe like 1 or 2 more episodes to explain certain things. I thought a lot of the characters were sorta underdeveloped, like the weird scientist guy that ended up teaming up with them.
A dork.
Yeah, and then one other thing that kind of really bothered me towards the middle of the second half of the season was when Peggy got impaled, like when she fell on that thing, and then like the next episode she's just up and
You got impaled.
Yeah, that looks like you shouldn't be moving for a while.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. There's just little things like that kind of bothered me, but
that's any TV show though. They always kind of like skip over normal things that would normally happen.
Yeah, I just I don't know.
What did you think about the like Zero Matter storyline and everything that came along with it?
See, that's the thing. Like, I think the Zero Matter stuff ties into like the Doctor Strange movie that's coming out.
Okay.
But like, I really don't know because I don't know anything about Doctor Strange. That's just what people that I know in other Facebook groups and stuff are talking about, like how this season ties directly into Doctor Strange. So that's going to be interesting. Like, are characters going to show up there? Are, you know, is the Zero Matter going to be there? Is his source of power? Like, you know, is that how it ties in? But I don't know. I kind of just liked the way the first season was like less of a spectacle, I guess. Like they were dealing with like normal, like semi-normal things. Like, you know, there's a spy here and he's got a bomb, and like they use the technology.
It was a little more raw.
Yeah, it was a little more realistic, I think, and that's what I really.
But also now, I just popped into my head. I feel like maybe because like that was in New York, which is more raw, and then here we are in Los Angeles, so I feel like the whole thing had to have that more Hollywood feel, because I feel like that was on purpose. Hopefully, like the whole of season 2 felt different than season 1, but also in a very New York versus Los Angeles kind of way, and I think a part of that was purposeful.
What did you think of the villain, the actress? What was her name? I forget what her name was. The actress. We should have done this a couple weeks ago, because then it's all fresh. But like,
I liked it. I mean, it was like a typical like gaining power takes over everything type storyline. I did love at the end. She kind of goes crazy. I liked that it was a woman. Bad guy. I think that was a little bit of a change up. I liked it. I really liked everything about the season. I think I liked that she had like followers. I thought it was kind of badass that she like killed her husband and like everyone that wouldn't listen to her. I mean, she's the bad guy. I didn't like her, but like as much as I didn't like her as like a person, she was just such a badass, because she was so quiet about it. It wasn't like, she wasn't a bitch. She was just like, this isn't working for me. And like, I don't know. It worked for me. There wasn't too much like cattiness. Yeah.
I feel like, on one hand, I feel like she was almost a better villain than the stuff that was going on in the first season. But at the same time, I feel like it was a little less... what do you call it? I feel like the threat was almost bigger in the first season than in the second season to an extent. I thought she was a great villain. I thought like the first time she like killed someone, like that was
watching her see what her power could do was pretty cool.
And the way she kind of took over the board and like
the men's club, whatever,
and killed off half the members until she found the ones that would follow her. Thought that was interesting. I like the way that Peggy teamed up with the Dottie from the first season to try to take her out. So it was like this, and
then Dottie still kept like screwing her over, but then like she got screwed because she
like this three-way, like, who can I trust, who don't I trust, can I really trust you, we have the same enemy, but are we still enemies type feel. So like that was really cool. So I don't know. And then just the way Howard Stark is, and the Dominic Cooper, he's the actor that plays him, he's just like, he's awesome. Yeah. He's just really awesome.
I loved him.
And he
wasn't in it too much.
No, but just the way he portrays Howard Stark is just hilarious.
It's perfect.
It's
the casting in this show is everything.
Oh yeah. And like it all like the comedy bits hit at the right points. Like it splits up the action, which splits up the seriousness. Like the point where Jarvis's wife gets shot is like super emotional, but then like, you know, there's hilarious, like this show is obviously
it's very well rounded.
It's like, I want to say it's almost like a comedy action movie with bits of drama in it, and like the dramatic points hit you hard. That's what I was trying to say. So overall, I think it's worth watching. I really like Agent Carter. I like what it does. I like the tone that the show goes for, which is the same tone as the first season, same tone as Captain America. Like,
they're not just like, it's like in the superhero universe, but Peggy and Jarvis and Howard,
they're just normal people living in this superhero world.
get away with things by luck. They're intelligent.
Yeah.
And they're very mindful, and they're very, I don't know, they're very calculated, and I think they're a good representation because it's like everything is thought out, everything is seeing things differently than somebody else would see them, and that's how they outsmart people. It's they're very intelligent characters, and I think that adds a little bit of, I don't know, higher class to it than, say, a normal, like, superhero spin-off type show.
Yeah.
Is they're just... It just all the technology and, like, yeah, we don't understand any of it, but, like, I love that Howard Stark is a genius.
Yeah.
Like, he's an asshole, but he's a genius. Like, I love that science is a big factor in their success.
Yeah. And, like, superheroes don't really exist in this world yet. Like, yeah, Captain America exists, and you assume, like, Thor exists because he's like,
but I mean on Earth,
yeah, like people haven't seen these, like this Zero Matter and Captain America were like the first time anybody's seen this stuff, so like it's still the Marvel universe, but it's still like humans taking on these almost impossible tasks, and it's really interesting. Overall, I really liked season 2 a lot. I still think the first season's better, but you know, I really hope it gets renewed for a third season. I think the third season should be the last season.
Yeah.
But they need a bookend because they left it.
They left it just
open.
in case. They wrapped it up, but they left it at the same time.
So let's talk about that last. What do you want from a potential season 3?
I don't know if I can answer that. Because I
know the answer. Like, I know what needs to happen in season 3, but I want to hear your answer first.
I don't know. I don't know if I want it to start tying into, like, the universe that we know. I really don't know. I don't want it to be the same because then it's unnecessary. But I can't tell you what different would be. I do think that it should go into the future, because that was like a speculation that it would go a little bit into the future, but I don't want it to be just a third season of let's catch the bad guy. I think it needs to have things that lead into modern day, into the modern day universe, without being like a stepping stone. But I can't tell you what that is because I'm just not familiar enough with like the universe. But it's a very generalized. I think it should serve a purpose. I don't think it should be there just to be there. I guess is what I'm getting at. Yeah.
I'm going to go through some of the rumors that I've been reading and then what I kind of want to happen.
Okay.
A lot of like rumors going around is that it's going to take place in like the late 50s, early 60s. Peggy's going to be a little bit older. They're going to have to make up Peggy as an older, we're going to probably see a young Tony Stark. We're going to see an older Howard Stark. And that's kind of, and then it's going to take place like within that. Now, what I personally want to see, I want to see those characters, but I also want to see them introduce Hank Pym. And I want to see them introduce like people who founded S.H.I.E.L.D.
I was just going to say.
That's how the season should end, is them founding S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And it's like her, Howard Stark, Hank Pym, and who's the last one? He was in one of the other Marvel movies. I forget. If I remember, I'll say it out. But like that's kind of like the team I want to see found S.H.I.E.L.D.
I get that, yeah.
And that's how I kind of want the season to end. And then like some kind of bigger threat that causes them to come together to form S.H.I.E.L.D. to take on the bigger.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what I want to see.
Yeah.
But I really hope
that kind of better verbalizes what I was trying to get at.
Yeah. I really hope like the show gets renewed, if not on ABC. I think honestly the perfect fit for Agent Carter's last season would be Netflix. Maybe just like a small 6-episode arc. I really think.
Oh, I would need more than that.
Yeah, we always want more, but I think to wrap up the story, I think that
even
would
an 8. At least 8, I think. 8 to 10.
Now you're asking for a lot.
I'm not asking for a lot.
But I don't know. I think it needs one more season, and then that's it. I think.
I think it'll be ruined if it goes any further. And I don't think Peggy's that complex that she needs to like evolve over like 5 or 6 seasons.
No.
I mean, I did like in this season we saw a little bit of like what made her. Like her brother dying is kind of what forced her into this world. She was just a young girl getting married and gonna like settle down and have kids. But I like that she's a little mysterious. I like that she doesn't really let you in. I don't want 5-6 seasons of her not letting us in, and I don't want 5-6 seasons of getting in. So yeah, I think like a maybe 8-episode kind of layover.
Yeah. Oh, I also want to see the Howling Commandos. I want to see Dum Dum Dugan come back with his cool mustache and his bowler hat.
What did you
remember the guy from the first season with the mustache? He's also in Captain America, the first one. And like Captain America's team from the movie.
Yeah.
And then they were in the first season of Agent Carter.
I don't remember.
Oh, come on. There's a whole episode that revolved around the Howling Commandos. Oh, you're killing me. She's killing me, Joey. The Howling Commandos. The mustache. Dum Dum Dugan. With
Dum Dum Dugan, yeah, that's it.
And the bowler.
Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Well, you just totally killed it for me. That's what I wouldn't see in the last season. But
I don't know. I'll be disappointed if there isn't a 3rd season. But from day one, I knew there was a chance, so I'm not going to be like devastated. But it'd be nice. I think it has an audience. It has a purpose. I mean,
and Haley Atwell, even though she got cast in that new ABC pilot, she said she would definitely come back to do Agent Carter. So
she said, I think like one of the.
Plus, I think Disney's paying her a lot of money to play that role.
Yeah.
So.
But they said, I think she said something along the lines of when she signed the contract for the new show, it had to be said ahead of time, hey, if we get signed for a 3rd season, I have to be able to do both. And that was kind of one of her requests. Sorry. One of her requests or demands or whatever you want to say is that she would still be able to finish off Agent Carter. So
yeah. So
all the puzzle pieces are there. They just need the go-ahead.
Yeah. Anything else you want to
touch
on
I mean,
before?
I like it. I think she's a good role model. I think she's a badass without being, like, in your face. I think it's funny. It serves a purpose. It has become one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's definitely one that I want to see come back, and definitely I want to see a nice, clean wrap-up of
finish, yep.
Peggy's story. Like, I think there's always those shows that you're like, why does this keep dragging on?
Oh, yeah.
And I think that this is definitely one that deserves a final season type wrap-up, you know?
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
And
hopefully.
I think because we can lead into other Marvel stuff, whether it be S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever it may be, there's a reason to do a 3rd season. So they wouldn't be wrapping stuff up just for the sake of wrapping it up. They'd be wrapping it up with, like, excitement, I feel. Like, I could see the last scene. Like, they all walk into, like...
Like, you just see this building, and it just has the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo on it.
And then just, like, screen goes... Like, I can see it. They can do it.
Oh,
like,
I could totally see it.
And that way...
Totally Disney-fied, magical, happy ending type Marvel thing. So I could totally see it. But I think it would work for this. Like, you don't want to see that in, like, Captain America or anything. But I want to see it for this.
And they could have some, like, little, like... Just little, like you said, if, like, Tony Stark is in it, like, as a kid, there could just be, like, little moments, like, hinting towards the future. Like, there's so much they could do.
There's a lot they could do.
They could hint towards, like, I don't know, his relationship with Jarvis, because obviously he has one, because he names his system after him. So there's lots of ways they could kind of tie in without being too cheesy, I think.
Yeah. It's going to be a good one if they do it. So
do it.
Yeah, do it. Do it. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of TV Talk. We will be back soon to talk about the Supergirl Flash crossover episode next week. So expect that from us soon.
And expect House Cards in a couple weeks once we catch up.
Yeah. House of Cards. It's a good season so far.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, we'll get
still
there.
Not
Give us a couple weeks.
I still don't think it's as good as the first or second season.
It never will be.
But
ever.
It's Daredevil though. That's a
it's
good
like
show.
the 8th time you plug it in.
I think Joey and I are gonna do a TV talk on Daredevil. I'm just saying it's good. I'm almost finished.
Anyway,
I'm not done yet, but
thanks for watching. Do your spiel.
Thank you for watching DNA TV Talk. Remember, you can find all of our content on the newly redesigned digitalnerdadvocates.com and right here on our YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment below. Let us know how we're doing. And let us know what you want to hear on the next edition of TV Talk or any of our other shows. Check them out. And until next time, we're out.
Bye.
Woo!